You know that moment when you promise yourself, "Tomorrow I'll start," and tomorrow shows up, awkwardly silent? The alarm goes off, the room is still dark, and before you're even fully awake, your hand has already reached for your phone like it's muscle memory. Funny thing is, weakness rarely looks like collapse. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It negotiates. It wears comfort like camouflage. It looks like staying in bed just a little longer because rest is important. It looks like, "I'll do it after this video," which quietly turns into 5. It looks like being reasonable with yourself until weeks pass, then months, and nothing actually changes. Maybe that's you. Maybe it's someone you see every day. But here's the truth most people never confront. Elite discipline isn't about motivation or talent. It's about rules quiet, boring rules that slowly turn chaos into control. And once you understand the psychology behind them, you start seeing exactly why some people rise while others stay permanently stuck at the starting line. There's one type of person who is addicted to beginnings. New goals feel electric. New routines feel like reinvention. New identities feel possible. You can almost feel the transformation happening for a few days. Then resistance shows up. The excitement fades. Suddenly, the routine feels heavy, unnecessary, optional. Psychologically, this is dopamine-driven discipline. The brain loves novelty because it delivers a chemical reward without requiring consistency. Starting feels productive. Finishing feels demanding. Elite people recognize this trap early. They don't wait to feel aligned. They act while misaligned. Their rule is ruthless. Action first, emotion later. Over time, the brain learns a powerful lesson: discomfort does not equal danger. Discipline becomes less about forcing yourself and more about default behavior. If you've ever told yourself, "I'll do it when I feel ready," this rule exposes the quiet lie hiding in that sentence. Then there's the comfort chaser. Not lazy, just deeply conditioned. Their life is optimized for ease: warm beds, soft routines, avoided conversations, postponed effort. Nothing is technically wrong, yet nothing is getting stronger either. The psychology here is simple but dangerous. Avoidance conditioning. Every time you dodge discomfort, your brain rewards you with relief. Relief feels good, so the brain pushes you to repeat the escape. Elite discipline breaks that loop deliberately. They introduce controlled discomfort on purpose. Small friction, daily resistance, cold showers, hard workouts, difficult conversations. Not heroic suffering, intentional discomfort. Over time, discomfort stops signaling threat and starts signaling growth. Ask yourself, honestly, are you building a life designed to feel pleasant or a life designed to make you powerful? Another profile hides behind productivity theater. Always busy, always reachable, always tired. Messages answered instantly, calendars packed tight, exhaustion worn like proof of effort. But when you zoom out, very little of lasting value exists. The brain loves busyness because it feels productive without demanding focus or risk. Elite discipline operates by a colder rule. Attention is sacred. They protect it fiercely. They don't multitask, they sequence. They finish before starting. They let silence exist. They allow boredom long enough for depth to emerge. And slowly, their results begin to embarrass people who are constantly on. If your days feel frantic, but your progress feels slow, this rule is pointing directly at the leak. Then there's the self-negotiator, the internal lawyer who can dismantle any promise by morning. Just today. I'll compensate later. I've earned this. This isn't stupidity, it's the brain seeking comfort and efficiency. Elite people remove negotiation entirely. Their rule is consistency over intensity. They simplify standards until discipline becomes boring. Same wake-up time, same baseline effort, same non-negotiables, regardless of mood. The brain actually relaxes when rules are fixed. Fewer decisions mean fewer escape hatches. If you're constantly arguing with yourself, that mental fatigue is already costing you more than you realize. Another type avoids responsibility by outsourcing blame. Circumstances, timing, other people, past experiences, childhood, luck. Psychologically, this is an external locus of control, the belief that life happens to you. Elite discipline demands radical ownership, even when it's unfair, especially when it's unfair. The rule is heavy but freeing. Everything is your responsibility, even when it's not your fault. Responsibility removes comfort, but it gives leverage. Victimhood feels lighter and keeps you powerless. Then there's the validation seeker. Progress only happens when eyes are watching. Goals are announced early. Motivation rises with applause. The brain craves social reward that's human, but elite discipline is forged in silence. Their rule is invisible work first, recognition later. They train when no one knows. They study when no one claps. They keep promises that will never be posted. This builds internal validation, the kind that survives boredom, loneliness, and doubt. Ask yourself, quietly, would you still do the work if no one ever found out? Another profile is trapped by perfection, endless preparation, constant refinement, waiting for the right moment. The fear isn't failure, it's exposure. Elite discipline destroys this with a brutal rule. Imperfect action beats perfect intention every time. The brain learns through motion, not theory. Clarity follows movement, not contemplation. Momentum kills fear faster than confidence ever could. If you've been almost ready for years, this rule isn't advice, it's an intervention. Then there's emotional discipline, or the absence of it. Mood dictates behavior. Stress cancels habits. Anxiety lowers standards. Elite people don't suppress emotions. They simply don't obey them. Feelings become information, not commands. Sadness doesn't cancel commitments. Anger doesn't rewrite rules. Motivation becomes optional. This emotional steadiness compounds into resilience over time, and resilience quietly separates elites from everyone else. Another type lives reactively. Notifications decide priorities. Other people's urgency becomes their mission. Days feel hijacked before they even begin. Elite discipline flips this with intentional mornings. They win the first hour before the world makes demands. They create before they consume. They decide before they react. The brain loves early wins. They create momentum that shields discipline later. How you start the day silently programs how the rest of it unfolds. And finally, the most powerful transformation of all identity. Weakness clings to outcomes. Elites cling to identity. They don't say, I'm trying to be disciplined. They say, I don't skip. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on self-image. The brain defends identity relentlessly. Once discipline becomes who you are, not something you attempt, quitting feels unnatural, almost wrong. So, which one felt uncomfortably familiar? Maybe several. That's normal. Discipline isn't about becoming someone new overnight. It's about installing rules your future self won't debate, negotiate, or resent. Let that sit. Let it bother you a little. And if you're still here, not distracted, not scrolling, that awareness itself might already be the first elite habit quietly taking root. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Hit the like button if this helped you.